Welcome to the Money in the Bank predictions episode of this week's episode of the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast. My name is John.
My name is Jimmy.
Welcome, everyone. How are we? How's it going? Happy Money in the Bank season. We are coming off some history on the channel as of yesterday. Jimmy, congratulations on, well, no spoilers, but I won't say what happened. Obviously, you see the title, but I won't spoil what happens in the. It's a historic video. I'll just leave it at that.
We can't wait. We can't. It's been a day. It's been a whole day. We can't talk about what happened in the video from yesterday. You think there's?
All right. How about this? If you haven't watched the video from yesterday,
yep. Close your eyes.
Take this. Well, I guess yeah. Right. Close your eyes. Pause here and skip ahead 30 seconds. Okay. Ready?
Maybe just 10 seconds
or 10 seconds. Yeah. Okay.
I went to freaking Sweep City. I won the Stache Club Wrestling Championship, a 2-time champion. Some people are, oh, it's Jimmy's first reign. No, it's my second reign, buddy, and it's gonna be my last reign too. Because like I said the last time, I'm the last real champion. I'm never losing this beautiful championship title. And I'm gonna win Money in the Bank too.
Cut back in, folks. Welcome back. Speaking of Money in the Bank, a little dusty, huh? We have this Saturday, we will be on live. Me and Jimmy here in person will be live streaming for a watch party for Money in the Bank. And in terms of Stache Club Wrestling, the title is not going to be on the line. What is going to be on the line is the SCW Money in the Bank briefcase here. The winner of the briefcase can turn any quiz at any moment into a championship quiz. And they can freeze the wager round before the 1, 2, 3, and they only get to tweak their wager or whatever. So it's kind of a, it'd be pretty impossible to I mean, I'll find a way to not win the title with it. But yeah, so that's what's going on. Again, folks, this Saturday for Money in the Bank will be on stream. Please catch us there. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna be having some drinks, God forbid.
Oh yes. Yeah. I mean, no shortage of beverages. Mm-hmm. It is summer after all.
True.
Yeah, I can't wait for Money in the Bank. Although only 4 matches I think are listed right now.
That's at least official on Wikipedia. There's only 4 matches.
They love to keep it short and sweet these days.
Which like at minimum 5.
They're
at
gonna add
minimum
another match. They have to. I mean, I wouldn't be against it. Punk Instagram posted, some comments about his latest match on Raw against AJ Styles and El Grande, and said AJ Styles will not wait 21 years again to have another match. Maybe throw that banger on the card.
Sure.
I don't know.
And there's also you could defend the SmackDown tag titles. You could do something there. You could, I don't know. I mean, granted, obviously SmackDown's this Friday. If they announce something, we'll tweak our predictions.
That's a great shout.
That's what I'm thinking.
I could see.
Especially because they got left off Mania. Give them a PLE.
Because at the end, the SmackDown tag division now is hot. I mean, you want to talk about some areas where WWE is not too hot right now. SmackDown tag team division, smoking hot. Mm-hmm. I think you could do maybe a 4-way tag title turmoil. Let's not make it a ladder match. Let's not make it overkill. We do have 2 ladder matches, multi-person ladder matches on Money in the Bank. So maybe not a ladder match, but get the Wyatt 6, get the DIY, get the Fraxium, and then of course the champions, the Street Profits, who are I'm loving them recently.
Me too. Yeah, no, they've been great.
Yeah.
Folks, fair warning, gonna be a kind of a chill episode, baby. We got predictions. Obviously, there's only 4 things to predict, but shout out the Discords. We are gonna do some other bonus point stuff that they so generously put together. Wow, a lot of stuff you can vote for. I don't know. Where do you want to start? Well, obviously, all right, we gotta get the elephant. Well, not the elephant in the room, but we'd be remiss if we didn't kind of note the releases.
Yeah.
I made a video about it, a brief video, more just a reactionary video on my channel about our Truths release. Release also kind of being the word being used for the contracts not being renewed, which a lot of people are saying that he wasn't released, he's just not renewing his contract. Yeah. Different, but ultimately, I guess the same. I don't know. I mean, the words are kind of getting thrown around, but. Yeah, R-Truth, and then it came out Carlito, and then Valhalla, which, not that we're ranking anyone, but I think the most shocking, which is fair to say, is the R-Truth, release.
Yeah.
I don't know. a guy that's been in the company for, I don't know, what, 20 some odd years or whatever. I don't know. It's shocking. I think my initial video, I was kind of just like, holding my tongue because I was like, I didn't want to say nothing crazy. It was just like the first 40 minutes that news broke. So I was kind of just, I don't want to say.
It was the 1st of June. So I immediately go, oh, R-Truth has his months mixed up. It's April Fool's. It's of course not April Fool's, but
there was a lot of people saying that, like being serious. And
I genuinely thought that for a bit. And I think it's more so a credit to his comedic character. Sure. R-Truth's joking. This is kind of a bit. I mean, kind of a weird thing to joke about, given, but dude, such a bummer. I checked the tweet while I was at work, almost fell to my knees. Yeah. Immediately went out back, didn't punch out for a break, and just cut a promo about R-Truth, and it's just so unfortunate. And also just like crazy timing. Like you just think that
it's shocking
of like why him and like how much he means to not only the fans but also to the people in the locker room. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, it's just like he's very like he's so. It'd be one thing if he wasn't like over with the fans or his merch wasn't selling or he didn't just have a Saturday Night's Main Event match with John Cena, but like. He's been on a roll, and like every time he's on screen, he gets a pop, and he's very funny. And I don't know, even the case of like the John Cena retirement tour not even being over, you would think that if R-Truth is being a key player in this story, and John Cena is kind of visiting all his, ghosts of Christmas past or whatever, like you'd think you'd at least keep Truth around for that. I think you might have also said something to the effect of that I agree with, of like. And we don't know what contracts might get signed in the future. I know there's Legends contracts or whatever, but like my thinking is like, why wouldn't you keep this guy around just for the sake of keeping around in the sense of a producer, a manager role, strictly comedy backstage role, an off-camera sort of
morale,
whatever, just morale and whatever. And I don't know. I think I understand, and I'm on the same side as a lot of people being like. Everyone thought he was going to be a lifer and retire with the company. And then just to get kind of let go is just like, I don't know.
It has to come down to dollars and cents and, maybe something about Truth. Possibly, we don't know about any renegotiations, talks or whatever, but maybe there was a number given. Truth's like, no, I'm used to making a certain number. Sure. And, of course, all speculation, but yeah, it's just such a kick in the nuts, and just
well, and that line of thinking too is even more disappointing because it's like. WWE every single show boasts their. I know we're just kind of saying a lot of things other people are saying. This isn't a new conversation, but it's every single week WWE's like record sales and the ticket prices are as high as they've ever been. And there's now Slim Jim ads on the fucking tables. Yeah. And there's 18 ads on the mat that if you say that they don't mean anything or they don't bother you, or you're watching the product with your fucking eyes closed because I think they're ugly as hell. I don't know. It's real annoying. It's a lot of people. And I'm not here to blame, I don't know. Is it Triple H? Is it TKO? Is it a combination of the two? I'm also not here to speculate. But overall, between all of those factors, it's super, super disappointing. I know we're kind of harping on Truth, but even given a Carlito and a Valhalla or whatever.
And then I've seen something too of there's now a new minimum that wrestlers get paid, and it seemed to be kind of a higher amount. I think maybe $750,000. It's like a minimum to any wrestler, and you gotta think there's a lot of wrestlers in NXT, and they have plenty of money. It's not like they can't afford these wrestlers, but it's at the end of the day they have. Stockholders and all that BS that no one cares about, and they want to impress and have better financial numbers for quarter one and quarter two.
Yeah, that's how they're gonna justify it all. It sucks. I don't know. It's also just like, God, you're really gonna do this a week before Monday? I don't know. Not that any timing is right, but crazy to even do this before a big event. Which at this point, I feel like they have a big event every single weekend. But. I don't know. Just a real bad morale.
They did it on a Sunday too, which kind of Sunday, nothing going on. People are kind of quiet, enjoying their morning coffee, and then immediately spit it out once they see one of their beloved wrestlers released, making a tweet. I think they usually kind of save those things for a Friday. And maybe Friday afternoon, and then it's SmackDown, and people are forgetting because then people on Monday Night Raw even more recently were just very loud about their displeasure about we want truth.
I heard some truth chants. Yeah, I heard it. There's a little bit during the Punk promo. I heard this I didn't. It was during those. I think they broke out most prominently during the women's match. Yes, which I don't know if that's when you need to do it. I don't know if that's when to make a statement.
I didn't love the timing of these chants. You're kind of disrespecting the performers in the ring who again. Go back a few weeks to Zoe Starks. These professional wrestlers are putting their lives on the line, and you're kind of disregarding them with the whole. Again, I understand you're passionate. You want your voice be heard for someone that you love, but kind of time and place, I think, for some of these chants.
Yeah.
But,
Did you see like I guess they were chanting it like after the show and Punk said something to the crowd? Did you see that?
I think he kind of became a smart aleck a little bit and said something along the lines of like, cheer for the people that are here, this and that. Which I'm like, it's kind of not a babyface thing for you to say, but
well, I think he was joking. Also, like part of it was like I don't appreciate you guys cheering for people who aren't here. I think that was a joke to the crowds chanting CM Punk for all those years. You know what I mean? So it's like that's what it was.
That completely went over my head. That's hilarious, actually.
So I think that was it was tongue in cheek for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if at Money in the Bank we hear more chants. I don't know, but I don't know.
And not to be disregarding this whole recent news, but the guy is going to be a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Anytime he chooses to be, he's going to be on a legend contract eventually. I'm sure he probably believes he has more left in the tank, and I already seen TNA has interest apparently.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm sure the other companies will, because R-Truth is a phenomenal wrestler and is an absolute legend in the business, and someone that K-Quick Attitude Era, like this dude's been around forever. It looks the same somehow.
Yeah.
Black do not crack. It's amazing.
All right, I don't know. What do you say? You want to go to predictions? What do you want to do?
Predictions.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's dive in.
All right. Well, I'm pulling up the Discord here. Let's just start at. We're gonna do conference points for the main matches, and we'll kind of do like these half bonus points for like other little stuff.
Okay.
It's gonna be Wiley. If you want to kind of just like jot down stuff. So I might make a graphic of it too. But
can I go grab a
what you need?
Writing utensil? Because my iPad
sure, there should be a pen on the table in the other room. There should
Sounds
be a pen.
Good. I'll be right back. Don't look the answers.
Okay. Yeah, right. But yeah, while he's gone, we're gonna start with Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. We're gonna kind of bleed stuff in from Raw last night. Maybe not do a full Raw review, but everything's kind of bleeding in. I really liked Lyra and Becky, for that matters, promo last night. I think that really kind of sold the match and really like. We already knew they had like a hate feud and a hatred for each other, but I think last night really like it sent home the match. It was a good go home sort of, I don't know, promo. I don't know who I'm leaning here. I'll kind of wait till there is. Okay, so for this Lyra Becky, the clauses are: if Becky Lynch loses, she can no longer challenge for the title as long as Lyra Valkyria is champion. If Lyra loses, she'll be forced to raise Lynch's hand and acknowledge Lynch as the better woman. Just a real like hair versus hair sort of match or whatever. I want to close that. I'll close that a little bit. I don't know. Where do you lean? What are you thinking? Where are you at?
So the stipulation, not a big fan. It seems to be.
It's weird.
It seems to me like this is pointing all to making the winner of this match a little obvious to me. However, Becky did cost me the Stache Club Wrestling Championship at Backlash.
Sure.
Mostly. I mean, I also got Pat McAfee wrong, but I had a lot of confidence points in Becky winning originally at Backlash. The fact that if she loses this match, she can never challenge for the title again just kind of screams to me that she's going to win this match.
The only caveat, call it a caveat if you want, is it is the IC belt. Not to downplay the IC belt, but Becky not being able to challenge for the IC belt as long as Valkyria has it, to me isn't, which I think maybe is also a problem with the stipulation, isn't the end of the world. Because she's a multi-time world champion. So if she's like, I don't give a shit, I'll just go after, Io's title or whatever. I don't know. To kind of kick things off, I have Becky. I think I have Becky. Right now I have Becky.
I'm leaning towards Becky too. I'm kind of talking out, thinking about it. You know who we haven't seen in a great while?
Bayley. Yep.
And
she's been like loosely a part of like Becky's promos in the sense of like at least when she first came back, or when she first like established her heel thing, she was like, that was the whole premise of the WrestleMania match. She's like, I took out Bayley and I'm the one that attacked her, even though there was no evidence of it. And I don't know where Bayley's been. It could be a Bayley run in helping Lyra out, and then
whose side is she on? Actually,
that could be it too. Maybe she aligns with Bex
because again, Becky, supposedly we think because we're going by her word, took out Bayley, but to what extent? Where Bayley hasn't been on TV in the last few months. So like,
she fucking shoot her in the leg or something.
Like, what's going on here? So I think that's a little suspicious. Maybe I think we could possibly get maybe a heel turn from Bayley on Lyra, and maybe she'll try to spin it as like, Lyra didn't actually, check in with her and maybe this and that. And I think we could be going towards maybe a women's faction, heel faction of, old timers.
Yeah.
Maybe Becky, maybe Bayley, Charlotte, and Alexa. Because Charlotte,
like old guard versus new guard.
I think so, because there's a lot of new guard around Monday Night Raw and SmackDown right now. So I think there's potential for. It's a shame they can't do like a 4 horsewoman faction. We have Mercedes a bit busy doing, hopefully main eventing All In, but I think Alexa Bliss is a good kind of replacement if that were to be the case of a potential heel women's faction. Of course, I'm just completely speculating and fantasy booking as I kind of always do, which is a shame, but because I was
we're down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I know, because I get so worked up with like potential ideas, and then they don't come to fruition. And
like that was my whole prediction.
And I go on the internet and I cry. But
I'm giving this. I'm officially. I don't.
Confidence points.
I'm officially going Becky.
Okay.
I'm gonna get I'll tell you now, the Money in the Bank matches are my lowest confidence points. Like I have no idea.
You also have a 1 in 6 chance.
That's right. I'm gonna go. This might be my. This is Rhodes and Cody. I don't. All right, I'm giving. You know what? I'm giving confidence points at the end.
Okay.
We gotta talk everything out here.
Did you think just now of like, heels faces, who's gonna win in the card?
A little bit. Yeah. I was just like, it's an unpredictable card. Like it's not even it's not a crazy card in the sense of like it's like it is unpredictable because it's just like there's a lot of directions you can go. I don't know what I'm really trying to say with that, but
you know what?
Talk to me.
Lyra cut a pretty good promo last night. I don't think they want to just kind of waste this run already on her. I mean, I kind of wasted it at this point.
She is the inaugural one. I don't think it's crazy for it to be,
you want to keep it a long one.
Okay.
And I think I kind of agree with what you said. Becky doesn't really need this title. So the stipulation of, she can never challenge for it again, I think is okay. I'm going to go Lyra. Because you know what, John? Becky Lynch, you fooled me once, shame on me.
Right.
Fool me twice.
Right.
You're never going to fool me again. So
fool me once, never going to get fooled again.
Yes.
Now watch this drive. You ever see that video?
Yeah.
it's my
George W.
I say that line maybe 3 times a week. We're just like, now watch this drive. I forget where I was. I was doing something this weekend. I don't know. The stupid story doesn't matter. I'm going Becky. I'm gonna get my confidence points at the end.
I'm gonna go Lyra, and if I can, I also will get my confidence points at the end.
I don't give a shit. Yeah. All right. John Cena and Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Again, shout out the Discord putting this together. They titled this option or this pick. Sorry, this whatever category as the not what anyone wanted, but at least Travis Scott isn't here.
I think we might still see the boy. So
maybe.
Yeah.
It's so unpredictable. I instantly lean Cody Jey just because they're the faces. It is Cody Rhodes. Like I think you can obviously you can afford a Logan Paul loss. I do think you can afford a John Cena loss in a tag match where he probably doesn't get pinned.
Yep.
But Jey Uso being the world champion, Cody Rhodes being off the return and just being Cody Rhodes. I don't know if I see them losing. Need to give credit where credit's due though, and I don't care if people are pretending to not like it. Logan Paul cut a great promo.
Yeah, he did.
Great promo.
My only problem is they advertised this whole Cena Cody face off, and then what did we get during the segment?
Instantly not a face off.
Was mostly Jey Uso and then Logan Paul cutting a great promo. So how dare you advertise?
Jey Uso got to the ring before Cena even did. Yeah, Cody Rhodes was like, hey, Jey Uso here, which also great pop.
It was a great pop, and I kind of went to I forgot what video it was, but we talked about back in the day when Raw superstars would appear on SmackDown, and it felt like a big deal. The Jey Uso appearing on SmackDown, surprisingly, was a huge pop, and the fans loved it, and it kind of felt like, this actually feels unnatural, like Jey Uso on SmackDown. So
it was like the closest to that feeling that they've had in a long time, where it's like, whoa, Jay's on,
Like even though Jey Uso was a WWE superstar, it's still like a shock that he's here at this show. So that was a really cool moment. But Logan Paul then kind of got on the mic and spat a little bit. Definitely had some good points and some good momentum or whatever. But
he had 2 lines. He said, I could walk on water, and you people would say it's because I can't swim.
Classic.
And then he said, he said another one that I had. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. I'll get it.
I just kind of wrap. I'm going Logan Paul and Cena. I think.
Oh, are you?
I'm going Logan Paul and Cena. I think the self-made men, because what they are compared to these nepo babies. I'm still loving Cody Rhodes. So glad he's back. Still my dude. However, I think there's an opportunity for some real heat. And I think Logan kind of needs a win after losing to Jey Uso at Sunday Night's Main Event. And I think this is a harmless tag match. Really, no real stakes at the line. And then, of course, too, I kind of do believe Travis Scott will make an appearance in this match. I do, setting up a 6-man tag match at SummerSlam. We get your boy Bad Bunny. I think that match is happening, man. I hate to break it to y'all, but
I thought this would have been it. I thought this was, I mean?
I think they're slowly building.
But also, that can't be what you want. I know you're fantasy booking. Is that what you want?
That's not what I want.
Okay,
no, that's not what I want.
Because I'm already kind of bummed about this tag match of it being a John Cena. There's a John Cena tally on so many matches left, and that another John Cena match is going to be the same tag match. What we want is
Punk for Cena. In a perfect world, but guess what, folks? We're not in a perfect world. We're in a world that people need money, and what's a bigger money match than Bad Bunny and Travis Scott getting in the ring?
I hope you're wrong. God, I hope
I'm wrong too. I definitely hope I'm wrong. But like I've said, Cena is the most most kayfabe powerful when the 190 pound rapper Travis Scott is around. He wins matches when Travis Scott shows up. He has this kind of aura, Illuminati, selling his soul power when this rapper's around. There must be a reason why when Travis came at WrestleMania, Cena starts laughing maniacally. So there's definitely some kind of thing there. And I think Travis will make an appearance and then maybe set up that match at SummerSlam, but hopefully I'm wrong. But altogether, I'm picking Logan and I'm picking John to win this tag match.
Yeah, I don't think even just basis alone, regardless of the what's going to happen after, it's not a crazy pick. I found the line. It was you were born on third, thinking you hit a triple.
Classic.
I'm not saying he's invented both these lines.
No,
but just
not.
Good time to pull them out. I'm gonna go officially with Cody strictly, and again, maybe I am just starting to look at Becky Lynch heel, Cody Jay face. No confidence point for it yet. Like I said, I'll do it at the end.
So confidence points 1, 2, 3, 4.
Correct.
Because of 4 matches.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my quattro on my boys Logan and Cena.
Yeah, I mean, it's either Becky or this is going to end up being my 4 as well. There's no shot in hell it's going to be one of the Money in the Bank matches. I don't know. I appreciate people's criticism too of this it's John Cena's the world champion not defending at this show. Jey Uso not defending. It's not a nothing match. But
stars.
It's not a something, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then I see the thing
know.
of this is I think maybe the 3rd year in a row or something about Triple H loves booking tag team main events at Money in the Bank. We had the Bloodline Civil War, I think a few years ago, and then something else. There was a 6-man tag match last year, I think, with the new Bloodline and Kevin Owens and Randy Orton or whatever. So there's something about Money in the Bank where Triple H is let's scale back the world titles, not make them the kind of focal point. That's where you can kind of showcase the Money in the Bank matches more. But I think you still got a pretty, unpredictable, fun tag team match where I guess what the internet hates it, but I guarantee the crowd at the show won't be sitting down. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
All
right, we have a bonus point for it. We're gonna predict who starts the match for each team. Name one man from each team, half a point for each selection. So I'm gonna go. Also, sorry, I've gotten shit for in the past, which I feel like I've only done it once. I'm only on my phone, so I'm writing down my predictions. I got my phone right here. I'm just typing out my predictions. So I got a weird DM. Okay. I haven't heard from her in a while.
Sup?
Okay.
Sup, baby?
Oh man. Who starts for each match? Go ahead.
So I'm going to go for Team Cena and Logan. I think Cena will do the classic heel. Oh, you want me to start the match? Actually, no. I see Cody's going to start the other side, so kind of tagging Logan Paul. I think In terms of like Alpha and Omega, I think Cena's the Alpha in this tag team because they already kind of teased dissension on SmackDown where Logan.
They had a little bit of
kind of like what the hell. So I think Cena's gonna try to slap some sense into young boy Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul starts the match, and then on the other side it will be Cody. I think Cody will try to build some point in the match will build a hot tag to Jay. So I think Cody and Logan Paul will start this match.
Yeah, it's not going to be Cena. It's for sure not going to be Cena. I think that's a fair pick. I'm going to go Logan. Do we wait for Cody to get in?
True. You could easily build the hot tag to Cody, so that's actually...
I hate to just copy you, but I do think that's kind of what I was leaning going ahead. I need an indent on the fucking iPhone. There we go. Figure it out. I'm going Logan, Cody, start. Like I said, that's half a point each. Another bonus point is who pins who. Ooh. This one, it says this one's half a point each. This one's not gonna be half a point each. This is just you get the full half a point bonus point if you get the whole pin right. Okay. You know what I mean? Which honestly I think, getting a full point. Also for the other one, we're gonna do instead of half a point each, it's half a point if you get the combination right. That makes more sense. I'm gonna go. So I guess, it does also lean on to who you think's going to win.
Right.
Give me I don't know if Cena's eating a pin. Granted, though, after every single Cena promo, he does eat shit.
Yeah.
Like after every single one, he eats a finisher and is laid out like this.
It's the Peter Griffin meme. Like his legs twisted and he's
gets laid out
gets his
every
ass kicked,
time.
Yeah.
Give me...
That's why I think Travis will show up, because whenever Travis is there, he, for some reason, becomes Superman again.
I'm gonna say Cody pins Logan.
Okay. I'm going to go Cena pins Jey Uso.
That's not crazy at all. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, if they win, I think that's... Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Is there another bonus point? Okay. Whoa, all right. I think we have a lot of bonus points here for the ladder match. All right, let's get into it. It's what we wanted to talk about this whole time. The ladder matches. We're going to start with the men's here. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Official. We have, and we'll talk about some of the qualifying matches that preceded this episode. But we have Andrade, Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Penta, and El Grande Americano. Start over on the left side. I think since last episode, I think there's only 2 new qualifiers. Let's start over on the Andrade side of things. That happened over on SmackDown. Andrade qualified over Carmelo Hayes, and so what happens when we don't have our notes. Jacob Fatu. Right. Yep.
The U.S. champion.
Yep.
Our boy. How dare we?
Okay. People were pretty critical of the Andrade pick. I love it. I think it's silly to be unhappy with it. God damn it. Here's the thing. Andrade deserves more time. Andrade deserves this. Andrade should be wrestling. Andrade wins a fucking qualifier. Well, no, not like that. Not like that's not how I wanted Andrade to... Shut the fuck up.
Oh, no, because there's someone else that they love in the match. Carmelo Hayes. And I get it. He has been booked to the moon, and you kind of wonder why. And there was a big discussion this past week with, Triple H and kind of booking black wrestlers. And it's kind of insinuating some really stupid things about Triple H and why he chooses who he chooses to push or whatever. And I think it's super unfair to point to that. Andrade, one of the most world-class wrestlers, someone that definitely needed a win here, gets a win. And of course, Jacob Fatu, United States champion, arguably, the best wrestler in this match, doesn't get the win. Of course, with his storyline, I think Solo and what's his face kind of got involved and kind of cost him.
Yeah. JC. How dare you? Dare you forget his name? His cool name.
Yeah, bad in 7th for the Mariners. But yeah, dude, it's just super unfortunate. The kind of the backlash that Andrade of all people getting he looks so cool. Do you see him smiling in his graphic picture? He looks like $1 million. He's
of course. What I also want in a perfect world, I would want Carmelo Hayes and Jacob Fatu also in this.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand. I don't know. People are annoying.
Not everybody can win the matches. That's the sad reality. And in Carmelo's case too, I wonder too more so it's if Triple H could be a heightist, where Carmelo isn't the biggest guy.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why he's been. Again, this guy. Speaking of the height, he won the Andre the Memorial Battle Royal. I know that's not the most prestigious thing to win and kind of have. On your resume, but it was still something, and he's still in the qualifying match. I mean, you look at Karrion Kross, who's been, the internet's darling of late. He didn't get a qualifying match, so it kind of comes to two of like it's not the worst thing for Carmelo, especially if he isn't going to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. But like I said, so happy for Andrade. Like, let's go.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I think it's going to be a plus. Like, you see who like. You have Seth Rollins and Penta also in this match to complement Andrade. Like, they're going to do so much cool shit. I don't know.
Andrade's been in some, I think, Money in the Bank before. And I kind of vaguely remember him taking some gnarly spots in it. So get ready for that.
God, if he wins, he's not going to. No. But I'll be over the moon.
That'd be unreal, actually. That'd be so unexpected. I think of all 6 of these competitors, I think he'd be the least likely to win. So maybe that kind of goes to kind of build his case a little bit. You want unpredictability. You want to push someone that kind of is at a point right now where you wouldn't think to be a world champion. Give it to Andrade, but we'll see.
Honestly, we can just go one by one. Even though they've already qualified, we can kind of just talk about everyone's placement. Next up, Seth Rollins. How we feel about him being in the match?
I mean, he is a world-class wrestler. It's definitely interesting that Punk, his kind of arch rival, didn't make it last night. And I think he probably is, on paper the favorite. How about you?
Yeah, he's definitely, not to spoil it, but he's probably gonna be my pick.
Okay.
It's so unpredictable, and like I think this is what I was kind of meaning by like, it's so unpredictable because all the like, there's a lot of like weird like if Penta wins it, like I would be I would love if Penta wins it. I just can't see Penta walking around with the briefcase and like I just can't see Penta being the one to cash in. I don't know. We're gonna go over like every single one, but even like I don't know. Sol Sikoa kind of works with a heel thing. LA Knight is an argument which we'll get to of either like is it too late for LA Knight or is this a rejuvenation? Is it both? I don't know. But Seth feels like we've seen it with it before. It works. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like I wouldn't be surprised like Seth's the hot guy right now. He has a hot faction. Him holding the briefcase adds so much to his character in the faction, where to me, I don't want to say it makes the most sense, but it's the most maybe obvious. And I don't think like just going the obvious route for the sense of it, they know it's going to work out isn't the craziest thing, but I don't know.
Skill-wise, and then, of course, like history-wise, all signs do point to Seth freaking Rollins winning this match. And then, of course, he just had this faction come about, and he has the most momentum, arguably, on Raw. And he definitely, storyline-wise, I think, has somewhat the most to gain from this. But, again, like I kind of alluded to, Punk didn't make it, so he's free this night. He also has an enemy in Sami Zayn who was really...
Or maybe a partner.
I don't think so. Or maybe a partner. I don't think so. I think a Sami Zayn heel turn will... by the end of this year, Sami Zayn will be heel. I'm just not sure if it'll be in alignment with the faction, Because I just think there's been too much damage given to both sides. Given though Seth and Sami, are friends, and they talked about it on the promo a few weeks ago on Raw, but you think that's a potential route they'll go?
I think it would have been, because I thought Sammy, this is like my fantasy booking, but I think I talked about it was like, not this matters, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was like, Sami Zayn's going to win Money in the Bank, and then that's going to be his turn on Jay, and not even in a damn qualifier.
Yeah,
so.
He came up short.
Or maybe, was he in a qualifier? I don't know. He was, but still, didn't win the qualifier.
I thought maybe we would get the turn potentially at Saturday Night's main event, but of course, we got Bronson Reed instead of him joining the faction. But
also, this is definitely like the senior, the JV player, or sorry, the varsity player, maybe getting a spot on the JV team, in the sense of like these are all kind of like not younger, but they're like Seth Rollins is that main event guy. Like Seth Rollins is in a crop of like 5
Everyone
people.
else is top mid card right
Everyone
now.
else is top mid card. That's kind of my point. I mean, that was a bad metaphor, but. So I could see, if Seth Rollins wins, it kind of goes to a lot to kind of goes against a lot of what we kind of like the Money in the Bank briefcase being, is like, oh, we kind of want it to go to an Andrade or an LA Knight or a Penta, where it's like, you know, kind of just like a mid-carder that you can use this to elevate them to the world main event scene, like, you know, a year or two ago in a Damian Priest.
And like we've mentioned before, I think after this match, and it's I'm definitely not picking Seth Rollins to win this match, although I think he's a favorite. I think he has too many ops. And those ops will show their face in this match. And then, of course, Seth Rollins, at the end of the day, is Seth freaking Rollins. And we'll get a world title match next month.
Yeah.
Because he earned it, because he's Seth freaking Rollins. While who I think will win is someone that is, you know, definitely wouldn't get the opportunity anyway. Which
I hope this doesn't get overbooked, because you do have to look at this. Like, Seth Rollins has his whole faction. You have Solo Sikoa with the Bloodline.
It's going to be overbooked.
Then you have you could even argue you have El Grande with Judgment Day.
Sure,
a little bit. You know what I mean?
I mean, he has we don't know who El Grande is, but Chad Gable has a match at Worlds Collide earlier in the day, which is, you know, kind of go back to why, you know, some of the big criticisms of why Ray Phoenix couldn't do both.
Sure.
There was a big, like, oh, Ray Phoenix will be on Worlds Collide. He doesn't need to be in the Money in the Bank match. Well, now you have Stephanie Vaquer in Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank, and now you have whoever is El Grande Americano, Chad Gable, and El Grande in the Money in the Bank match, doing both shows. So it's kind of like, why not Ray Phoenix? But that's neither here nor there, but definitely something to think about. I also think maybe they didn't want to have Penta and Phoenix interact too soon.
I guess.
But
God forbid we get something good. God forbid.
Yeah, we got El Grande Americano in there.
Yeah, we'll get. I don't know. Do you have anything on LA Knight or Sol Sikoa?
So I'm between two people, and one of the people, of course, I've touted it on the podcast. LA Knight. I think it's not too late for my boy. I think he's still very much over. I kind of look at everyone else in this match and like see their storylines building up to this. I think LA Knight kind of has a clear plate. So I think he could really use his briefcase. However, there was someone added to the match last night where I'm like, oh, goodness, I think I can see where they may be going with this. But I like LA Knight. I don't think it's too late for him. I know you're not much of an LA Knight truther. You don't. Where do you rank LA Knight in terms of who you think will win this match? I know you're picking Seth, right?
I think I'm gonna end up picking Seth. Okay. I think I agree with you that Andrade is least likely. I think LA Knight is just in the same camp, I think, as like Solo. I mean, here's the thing. They might give it to El Grande. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. He's like middle of the pack for me.
Okay.
That's kind of what I was saying, where it's like, I think the conversation is really like, did they miss the boat, or is the rejuvenation? And I could fully see this being a rejuvenation of like, oh, you know what? We didn't strike when the iron was hot, or strike as well, I guess I should say, when the iron was hot with LA Knight, or the iron was the hottest. This could absolutely be a moment of, you know what, we're gonna get LA Knight back into where LA Knight was, and we're gonna kind of restart this push, and then he's gonna cash him for the United States Championship, and it's gonna be.
I think he worked hard to add prestige to the U.S. title. I think it's time for him to move on to the upper echelon. Speaking of the United States title, I'm deathly afraid in the event that Solo Sikoa wins this match, he might pull an Austin freaking Theory and cash in on the United States champion, who is his boy, Jacob Fatu. So that's like a nightmare scenario, which I could see happening. I hope Solo wouldn't be, if he were to win, so dumb to do that.
Yeah.
But I could see them maybe doing that, because again, Triple H isn't like booking this whole gimmick of the Money in the Bank. So I could see him being like, yeah, have Solo just win his first singles title and move on like that. Penta, MVP of Raw, big star. I mean, it's tough for me to imagine him. I agree with you with the briefcase, but he is.
I'd love it as a thing.
He'd be someone very exciting. Someone I personally don't think he will win this match, but I'd be so pleasantly surprised if he did.
He's gonna go fucking.
He's gonna go crazy. Yeah,
he's gonna go I can't
nuts.
Wait. Yeah.
And then last but not least, someone who qualified last night.
I like. Let's paint that this match was CM Punk, AJ Styles, and El Grande. I am shocked that El Grande, I'm not shocked that AJ Styles lost. I don't think he was like really a favorite to be in it, as cool as it would be. I would have bet the house that CM Punk was going to be in it. Granted, it's an exaggeration, but I did see the writing on the wall, obviously, with like the Seth stuff, and Seth would interfere. I just didn't think that Seth interference would lead to costing.
Easy overcome it, yeah.
The match, the qualifier. Yeah, El Grande's in the Money in the Bank match. I mean, here's the thing. It's like, at the end of the day, it's Chad Gable doing Chad Gable stuff. So he's gonna be fun, and especially he now he leans more like high fly stuff. So, like, it's gonna be fun.
Yes.
I just wish it was Chad Gable.
Hey, he's a baddie for a reason. It's so funny because like Chad Gable is a bad guy, but he's still like somewhat universally loved where people do root for him still. Him doing this gimmick, he's still Chad Gable, but people fucking hate it.
Yeah.
And I think that's really the point of it. And now too, I'll tell you what though, Jim Stradamus is my new nickname. I said 8 a.m. I still haven't even brushed my teeth yet. And I was like, you know what? I saw the graphic. I'm like, El Grande is pinning Allen. And it's because Punk is going to get speared to smithereens. I called it. Jim Stradamus, no big deal. Stache Club Wrestling World Champion, no big deal. And I kind of now feel with that momentum and kind of where I kind of can see the WWE booking, I could think maybe El Grande wins Money in the Bank. But what becomes so fun with that though is just like how now El Grande had a match at WrestleMania, but Chad Gable didn't. Chad Gable can't become a world champion if El Grande Americano is the Money in the Bank holder, because only El Grande Americano can cash in the Money in the Bank. Right. So now he's created this monster of a Americano kind of over exaggeration satire character who is hated, but he can only win and succeed as that character. And I think there's definitely a huge potential for I've talked to you about it, like a Severance any Audi a conundrum. And I think I'm kind of torn between do I think El Grande could win? Yes, and maybe I can already see how he's going to do it. Loaded mask spot, top of the ladder, hits your favorite in the head, gets the briefcase, mega heat. But LA Knight is due. He can't lose 3 years in a freaking row. I'm torn. Yeah. I'm torn between those two.
Here's like to your El Grande kind of fantasy booking, I love it. I think that's smart. I think that's right. They're not gonna do that shit. I'll tell you now, they are not doing that.
You don't
shit.
Think they will?
No, because they've had so many opportunities to do it, and they haven't done it. They haven't once done like maybe not once. Like they've had backstage stuff with Chad. Now, at most they've done is like, oh, you're injured, right, Chad? Well, El Grande's going to wrestle, like something like that. Right. I think it's great. I love that story. I think that'd be the right way to do it. It would at least salvage a lot of it.
Yeah.
If like you said, like El Grande gets the briefcase. Chad starts to get jealous of himself and starts resenting El Grande. Like there's so much story you can do. They're not going to do any of it.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Oh, I don't know,
I don't
man.
think so.
That's tough. Okay, so if hearing your opinion on that, kind of shooting it down, maybe you're sobering me up to the reality of a different pick. And someone who as soon as this match was announced, and obviously it's Money in the Bank season, I'm going LA Knight. I'm picking LA Knight. I think it's his time. Yeah, in the bank. I don't know if that's marketable. Probably not.
Actually, yeah, they put so again. Shout out the Discord. I can get who actually made this. I believe this was Tony in the Discord put this together. So Andrade is Idolo in the bank.
Nice.
Seth Rollins is Money in the freaking bank. LA Knight is Yeah in the bank. Solos Koa is Bloodline in the bank. That one doesn't.
I just like Solo in the bank.
Penta is Miedo in the bank. And El Grande is all right, Gable in the bank.
No.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm going with Seth. Is it the obvious one? Yeah. Is it a boring one? Yeah. But and so yeah, that's where I'm sticking with. We have till the end of the show / if anything gets changed. Like I said, if the fifth match gets added, we'll like do it, kind of on the stream or whatever. All right. Bonus point is. Oh wow, interesting. What will be the first non-ladder weapon introduced? Steel chair, table, kendo stick, or just a write-in for other stuff. All right. I'm gonna jump the gun because I have kind of a cheap answer. No, this isn't gonna be the first one.
Better not steal mine.
Well, I was gonna say this plate in chest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just don't know if that's because that's always an end of the match.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
I think it'd be cheap if there's. I mean, I'm sure there has been before, but tables involved in a Money in the Bank match. It's not a TLC match. It's a Money in the Bank ladder match. So keep those. I know the table is probably over the most wrestlers these days, but keep the tables outside. I think I'm gonna write in. I think I'm going steel plate El Grande.
Yeah, it's a fair take. I'm gonna go on the guess that's not gonna be first. It's gonna make an appearance though, and I'm gonna go. I don't know. Does Braun Breaker count as a weapon?
You should.
I don't know. Let me see who's in
real
here.
life and wrestling. Braun Breaker should be considered a weapon of mass destruction.
Did you see last night where he was like, he like was wanting to go at Punk, and he was like, God, when he's fired up, dude, his adrenaline's pumping, and then Seth was like, Seth was like holding them back, and it seemed like a little bit where Seth was like really holding them back, and it was like holy shit, or he even like it was kind of romantic. He like grabbed his beard, and he was like stop. It was crazy.
Yeah, he jumps off the screen. He's my favorite wrestler for a reason. He's unbelievable.
I think I'm gonna play it safe and go steel chair.
Nice.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Probably by Seth Rollins, right?
Yeah, right. He could pull out a stomp with it or something.
Do you think I see a lot of people talking. Do you think we get a certain tribal chief in this match?
Ooh.
To stop Seth. Set up a match at SummerSlam.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Huh. So we haven't seen Roman since Mania, yeah?
Yes. It's been a while.
I don't think I mean, people before Saturday's main event were speculating as this was when Cody was coming back.
Yeah.
I might just fill out. I'm gonna do myself a favor and just kind of fill this out, and hopefully I can go back to it. All right, steel chair. Fill it out on both. All right, next is who will be the first person. I don't know if I want to do the bonuses. Who will be the first person to climb a ladder and make a full attempt to win the match?
That's such a.
I don't really know what that means.
That's such an arguable thing too. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, Skip. Who will be the first person to jump off the top of the ladder?
Ooh, okay.
All right, and we'll preface it. It's not a fall off. It's an active jump.
Yeah.
You know, can be from any rung. Well, it has to be. Does that have to be like the platform? Like if it's the top of the ladder, is it the platform? Because that might not even happen. Period. You know. These bonuses are tricky.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do all the bonuses.
I like that one though. Do you want to do that one?
Sure, I don't care.
Penta. I think Penta.
Yeah.
Agreement.
Yeah, I'm going Penta.
Penta.
All right, who will be the first person to take a bump from the top? We're not doing these. Yeah. I appreciate the people like putting in the effort and whatever. It's just too much to think about.
With only 4 matches, I don't blame them trying to stretch it out and make some other specific predictions.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's just not really working with my brain right now. A general question before we get to the women's Money in the Bank match: are we getting a same night cash in on either match?
So I think it's been established that the tag team match is main eventing. I say.
Oh really?
I'm pretty sure.
I guess that makes sense.
I'm pretty sure.
Steel chair.
Which then, whoa, you got both world titles in there. Who's to say you can't cash in on both? I don't know. I'm not gonna fantasy book no more. Shut up, Jimmy. I say no because again we've had way too many in recent years. So I'm hopefully gonna say no. Same night cash-ins, hopefully. Yeah,
especially after last year with like Drew like doing it or whatever.
Plus no women's world title match.
Yeah, it's like the woman. It's honestly maybe like a good thing. So there's no one with the pen really itching to get that woman's same night cash in. If the woman's title is not present, you can't cash in. Right. You know. I don't think there's gonna be either. I hope not. All right, women's Money in the Bank match. We have Naomi versus Julia versus Roxanne Perez versus Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley versus Stephanie Vaquer. This is stacked. Yeah.
Unreal.
Crazy.
Unreal. I was looking at this too, and I'm like, any of these women can win.
100%. Oh my God, yeah.
One of these women can win. So that makes it for a very exciting watch. It makes it, of course, it's going to be a banger of a match.
Mm-hmm. I would put this, obviously, like the tag match has the star power, but in terms of like unpredictability and like, importance, like this is the one.
If I could only watch one match on this card, this is the match I'd watch. Mm-hmm. I think so for sure.
Stephanie just qualified the other night. We got a little Stephanie and Rhea sort of tease backstage look that kind of exploded the internet and people's minds.
That was something.
That was crazy.
Rhea wearing a quarter of a shirt was insane too.
I'll tell you what. God. All right. Naomi would be great in it. She's always a staple in Money in the Bank. She would be great with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and is always a great staple in the match. She's, right now she's in a feud with Jade and bleeding into Bianca Belair stuff. No title there. No title involved. I just don't know. You know what I mean? Granted, she could cash in, win the title, and then that leads to a feud with Jade/Bianca for the title. But that feels like too many pawns to leap.
Well, they have a whole year to cash in, though. So there's always the future.
Yeah, that's true. She could just hold it for a while.
I could see her being a kind of a chicken shit heel and teasing cash-ins, and then we're kind of waiting until finally one of her besties win the title, whether it be Jade or Bianca, and then choosing to cash in there. Did you see the promo she cut in SmackDown?
Naomi?
Yeah.
So,
bro.
Crying on command, and then just, sucking it up, and, her cut, the fact that she cries on command, and then her eyes get all red, and then she cut the promo with her eyes all bloodshot. Fucking crazy.
The intensity of what she delivered. I felt like I was watching a really, of course, it's often compared to soap opera, but it was straight out of what's one of those soap opera shows?
Pride
All
and the
My
Prejudice.
Children or something.
All My Children,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, General Hospital. It was next level acting. I was like, wow. So
the names. Sorry, go ahead.
She kind of, to me, is maybe my pick.
This is probably the best character work she's ever done. It's so good. The names, if this is gonna sway you, the names for each win.
Yes.
Naomi, Caution in the bank. Ooh. Julia, Madness in the bank. Roxanne, Prodigy in the bank. That one kind of writes itself. Alexa Bliss, Bliss in the bank. Rhea, Mommy in the bank. And then Stephanie, La Primera in the bank.
Wow.
I think Julie and Stephanie seem too new, which granted, again, Money in the Bank is Money in the Bank. It's supposed to elevate stars. I just think Julie and Stephanie, need more time on the main roster. And again, to your argument with Naomi, you do have a year to hold it, so you can build yourself up while holding it. Alexa, I have no argument against Alexa. I have no argument against Rhea. I know people are now kind of rolling their eyes, or just the internet are rolling their eyes at Rhea because there's there's too much Rhea on my screen, which is okay.
Did you hear that pop last night when she appeaed? It was
the internet's not real.
Yeah.
My pick's Roxanne Perez. I think she's coming off of a half-assed push or half-assed showcase in the sense of, God, her Rumble performance was unreal. A huge accolade, being the longest person in a Royal Rumble match. And then just kind of spending the next 2 or 3 months going, she was still on NXT, and then she'd appear on Raw a little bit. And it took this whole time to finally get that official call up, where now I think they, for whatever reason, they were so stop and go. I don't know why. But now I think it's I don't know, maybe it's a little bit of a we're so back moment. So I think, and she, she's doing stuff with Judgment Day. She's awfully close to Liv.
Oh,
she's kind of getting off. And then there's some Raquel Rodriguez stuff where I don't know if you were paying attention to the background, but during when Liv and Raquel were in the back, Roxanne comes up, says, "Hey, if you need my help again, let me know." Liv was like, "Don't do that again. Stay out of my way," whatever. Liv walks away. Raquel turns to her and gives her one of these. As if to me, that looked like Raquel was saying, what the hell was that? We had a plan. You know what I mean? That's what that looked like to me. So there's some stuff going on.
Did you see Roxanne and Finn have eye sex in the ring last night? They were looking at each other like they were undressing each other and going to Disney World. I mean, I don't know what kind of metaphor I just used there for that. I don't know. I was trying to think of something crazy and not too over the top. But they look like they were smitten with each other. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So that was kind of whoa too. So I think maybe Liv might be getting the old bootski Judgment Day soon. So that is something. But so you're picking Roxanne?
Go on, Roxanne.
Yeah, that was initially what when this match was announced, because again, it's Money in the Bank season. We've got to start fantasy booking. I initially thought maybe Roxanne. I'm sort of soured on her a little bit. Not even sour, just kind of doubting. Because again, I think she's very much involved with this Judgment Day storyline. And then I look over to Julia. I think Julia, again, is a bit too new. I can see her being the one to dethrone Actually, I'm not dethroned Zelina Vega, but I can see her winning the Women's United States Championship soon on SmackDown. So I think I'm crossing out Roxanne, crossing out Julia. Alexa Bliss, to me, I don't have any... I kind of put her maybe in a potential alliance with Charlotte down the road, whatever.
Yeah, I just don't know what like direction they're really going with her.
She's kind of no man's land, so that kind of maybe could build her give her a reason to give her the case.
Sure.
With Rhea and Stephanie, those two are like, your bread and butter. I think are the top of the line division. Stephanie's entrance on Raw last night, oh my God, megastar. I think Booker T needs to be her manager though, because Pat McAfee doing the for it's called the Devil's Kiss, I believe. Yeah. So that didn't sit right with me. I think Pat was even like uncomfortable trying to do it. So I think we need Booker T to be a manager, throw him on commentary just for the Devil's Kiss. However, I think they teased that for a reason. I think they teased Stephanie and Rhea for a reason. So with that being said, I think they may cancel each other out in this match, leading to me to go with either Naomi or Alexa. And I think Naomi won me over with that freaking promo on SmackDown. And I think, I can see her cashing in eventually on a prone Bianca Belair. So I'm gonna pick Naomi.
Great pick. Yeah, and like your point about they can hold it for a year. You move on to some stuff. Bianca gets involved in the world title. Bianca wins it. Whatever. But like you said, there like while on the men's one, I just like it's unpredictable, but it's unpredictable in the sense of like mainly confused because it's like I don't really see like I said if Andrade gets it, great. I just don't I don't see the direction. He's not really involved in the title right now. Seth is the obvious pick. LA Knight, he's also just kind of floundering, but like there's an opportunity for rejuvenation. Solo is kind of in the story with like Jacob, doesn't need it. Penta would feel kind of random as much as I would love it. El Grande would also just be like really weird. So like there's just like weird picks that like I just am unsure. And that's just, also grain of salt is like, just because I don't fucking understand doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? They could make any of this gold. But on the women's side, every single pick, there's a clear like a reasoning. Naomi, you got. She's already deep rooted in these different storylines. Julia, a brand newcomer who is like one of the best in the world. That was I think she does need to kind of go into the U.S. picture for sure, and like one, help out that picture, and two, kind of like premiere herself. But like I think as a new star and be like, this is who the fuck I am.
You can have both.
You know what I mean?
You can have the Money in the Bank and the mid card title.
Roxanne already said my piece there. Alexa, newly coming back, super over. Rhea is Rhea. She's always in the world title picture. It makes sense. And then Stephanie is just the biggest breakout star of the past X amount of time.
If you watched that show last night, you can tell their future plans with her. What I mean? So it would make the most sense for her to kind of win it if you're going by what you think WWE sees in these women. So
it's really interesting, like the whole arc of like the new crop of women that went in NXT. Like that pretty much around the same time. You got Julia, Stephanie, Jordan Grace, and I'll even throw Zarya in there. And they all kind of and like I think it seemed like they saw like, oh shit, these women are stars, and we gotta get fucking Julia and Stephanie. Let's give them the world title, or give them the NXT title, check that off, and let's get them to the main show.
Do you know what also may have influenced that? A certain Mariah May coming to NXT soon.
You thinking so?
I think so. I think
making room
for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I've been seeing the rumors as well. It seems like a one of those things. Is as much as like for months it was like, oh yeah, the Lucha Bros are like basically signed. It also kind of starting to get to that point with Mariah of she seems like she's like I don't know.
She's gonna be NXT champion for like a year when she gets there, and kind of like. Given I can see the argument, like, she is already deserving of the main roster already, sure, but also there's no reason why not to be the big fish in a small pond in a show they do every week, NXT, where she can just dominate for a year and then make the call up even a bigger deal. So again, now too, you have Stephanie, you have Julia, Roxanne, like you're good on the main roster for women.
So I think Jordan Grace is gonna get called up too.
That's why I'm here for SmackDown. Yep.
Yeah. Which people are kind of hoping for her to get involved in the U.S. title picture, which I think would also be great.
Not a bad thing. An embarrassment of riches.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know. Do we want to do? We have like bonus points for this one, but
same ones as last time.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't really have an idea of who. Yeah, I don't know. Skip them. All right, some general bonuses. Predict one extra thing. Okay, tiebreaker. Blah blah. All right, let's go to our confidence points here.
All right,
let's officially get that down. I think I'm gonna go with. We might just scrub out the bonus points in general. We'll kind of play it by ear during the live stream. But did you already write down some bonus points?
Yeah.
Were you okay? Tell me where
so
you're at.
I'm at 4 for Logan Paul and John Cena getting the dub in that tag team match.
Okay.
Going fully confident in that. I think for me, I'll go put my number 3 confidence points on my boy LA Knight.
Whoa!
Yep, I'm that
good
confident.
for you.
Yep, and then my 2 confidence points, I'll go for Lyra, and then number 1, I'll go for Naomi.
Okay. I'm back and forth between what I'm most confident in terms of Becky or Cody Uso. The good thing is with this too. I mean, do we have anything the same?
We have nothing the same. Nothing was the same. Best Drake album.
We'll give confidence points now, but like come time of the show, we might not even need them because we have everything different.
Yeah, I think that's there is an even number though, so I think that's something.
Right, so if you get 2, all right, we'll keep them. We'll keep them. But it does make things a little
they
interesting.
have to add a 5th match though.
I hope so.
SmackDown tag team titles, maybe. No, Chelsea Green has a broken nose, so you can't do a women's U.S. title.
Yeah, but how long does it take to recover from broken nose? You know, when I wonder when you can get cleared from that.
That's true. You always rock the Cody Rhodes undashing mask.
Right. Instantly there was like undashing Chelsea like so quick. All right, I'm gonna stake my claim here. Give me Cody and Jay 4 points, Becky Lynch 3, Roxanne 2, Seth 1.
Nice.
I don't know. I guess that's where I'm going.
That's fair. I think that's a good strat.
It's all right. It's not bad. All right.
I'm gonna be so obnoxious when LA Knight wins Money in the Bank, and you're gonna hate it. You're gonna be so mad at me. Like, dude, Jimmy, you said way too many times during the live stream. Honestly, I have a headache now. You're gonna be so mad at me.
It would be crazy, especially if it happens that it better not open the show if he wins. All right. I mean, those are our predictions. I don't really have much else, to be honest. Obviously, Raw was a packed show, but like this is really just a prediction show.
Prediction for the next day after 2 days after Money in the Bank. Gunther, Jey Uso. Who you got? Why? Is there Money in the Bank shenanigans?
Yeah.
Gunther cut that weird sit-down locker room promo next to Jay last night. That was uncomfortable. Definitely braggadocious, very overconfident Gunther, which leads me to believe he may be underestimating Jey Uso once again.
Which I did appreciate. Jay stand up for himself.
Yeah.
He kind of got up and he was like,
he was fuming for a
Yeah.
while. The whole time Gunther was talking, you could see him getting more angry and more angry and more angry. Gunther made some good points though. It's like, dude, you're way too focused on other people's business right now.
Yeah.
You're definitely your eyes off the ball with regards to your world title and the fact that the Ring General is coming right after you Monday Night Raw next week. So that's going to be something to look at. There will be a new Money in the Bank briefcase holder. So that's something to look at too. So I don't know. It would be, I could definitely see a Seth win for Money in the Bank and then cashing in the next night. So that kind of seems like storybook.
It's kind of where I'm leaning. I don't think there's really anyone else that like would be cashing in during Gunther Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Even just like, I don't like it, to me, it has to be a cash in because I don't think Gunther's winning. I don't think they're resetting with Gunther holding the title, but I also don't really think you can have Jay. Like if Jay makes, and as a Jey Uso fan and defender, I also agree that you cannot have Jay tap out Gunther like twice in a row. You know what I mean? It might happen.
And then where you at? We've kind of forgotten about our boy Bill. He's still lurking out there somewhere.
There's so much going on.
We still have the speculation that he will get eventually his retirement match. I know it's kind of tired at this point, but I still think it's probably going to happen with him and Gunther. So that's another sign of the point that Gunther's probably not winning the world title. But I think this makes too much sense for Seth to win this ladder match now, him to cash in the next night, and then you have a whole Jay chasing Seth thing again, perhaps, with Sammy also chasing him, and Punk also chasing him. So, oh my God,
I just don't know if they're putting like the faction still feels new to me, and like I don't know. All this to say, anything could happen, but are they putting the belt on Seth this quickly with the new faction? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
And while you're at it, Braun and Breaker. Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Stupid theme mashup aside.
Oh yeah.
Put the World Tag Team titles on those two lads.
Yeah.
Straight out of the WCW 1980s tag team look. These two big men, monsters, should have the titles probably forever. So New Day, if they decide to go for you guys, count your days as world champions. Another great performance by New Day on commentary last night too, I'll say.
Yeah. I like they did get kicked out. It's like I didn't know you could throw out the announcers. It's news to me. Also, speaking of announcers, I think we'd be remiss to mention the biggest news. Cole looking jacked
Dude,
in the Pacers in the Pacers jersey.
He could have a world championship run, and I wouldn't be mad. Dude, he would fit in many promotions, I'll say that.
What is he? 50, 56.
56. Okay.
He was calling himself 60 on comment. He was like, not bad for a 60-year-old. He's 56.
Usually you kind of round down when it comes to age. He was just kind of I'm 60. Like,
I listened to not that I listen to this podcast regularly, but every now and again there's a wrestler on it. I'll listen to it. I listened to Michael Cole's episode of Impulsive.
Oh wow.
And it was really one, it's really interesting. There's only one thing I didn't like about it, where like Cole is like this is like a while ago. This is kind of old news, but Cole was like, yeah, we're not in the wrestling business. We're in the entertainment business. Like, oh, fucking okay. But anyway, in terms of him looking jacked, he hits the gym, clearly.
Yeah.
But he says, yeah, like he was kind of talking to Logan about like, travel, and he was talking about like, what he has to do, whatever. And he was like saying, yeah, like I am on TV and on social media, whatever, like multiple times a week. He's like, I'm a little older. He said, I'm not in peak physical condition, but he was like, you gotta look half decent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was like, I make sure to go to the gym. I try to eat as healthy as I can. So I can look as good as I can because I'm on TV. And as we were talking about earlier, or as the conversation is kind of always goes is, these people are going to get scrutinized. Every single word they say is scrutinized, whether it's a wrestler, an announcer, whatever. So,
if I can scrutinize Michael Cole for that pro wrestling line, which
didn't love that.
Dude, main event at WrestleMania 40, you're like, I love pro wrestling, this and that. On the biggest show of all time, on the biggest moment of that show, you literally just said, we love pro wrestling. And then you're going to go around and be on Impulsive. We're not in the wrestling business. Shh, Michael Cole, you're a bit silly, but I do love you. And I do hope you get a world title run since you're jacked. But,
I know. Gotta be good. Let's look up a picture. Let's go. It's on Michael Cole.
Although I would have liked to see, actually, no, because then
did he flex? Did I miss him flexing?
No, he flexed big time.
Oh, fuck yeah.
WWE posted him double guns blazing.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, he looked great. I was going to say I would like to see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yes, big time. Oh, he's ripped, dude. Way more jacked than me.
Wow.
Yep.
And he's like, he's got some tats too. He has like one on his forearm. He's got one on his shoulder.
I would like to see the story behind those. And then of course he's wearing like the TJ McConnell jersey. He's a role player. Like,
oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I would have liked to see Pat in a suit. I think that would have been almost as funny, but that means the Knicks would have won. So I'm all set.
But no, I think we got
Cole is jacked. What a headline!
It's a news report. Cole is jacked. Oh man, that's a riot.
He did the undressing.
He had it like under his suit. Damn, good for Cole, dude.
What a way to kick off Monday Night Raw.
That rocks.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's the show.
Cool.
We're going to head over to the Patreon, patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling. We have a bunch of questions and comments over there to go over. So we appreciate if one, you're already over there, and two, head on over there. $5 a month. You get the entire backlog of episodes. And, like I said, it's me and Jimmy chatting along for another hour. So if you want to kind of hear this continue, hear us talk about your random questions and random thoughts and opinions, head over there, patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling. All right, that's it. That's the show. Thank you for being here, folks. Let us know your predictions in the comments, and please be here on Saturday for not when the SCW Championship is on the line, but for when this SCW Money in the Bank briefcase is on the line. And then that's it. All right, bye. See you next time. Goodbye. Bye.
Money in the Bank. See you there.
Oh, before we go, I had a thing. Tell me which video game. Tell me which video game this is from. Ready?
Yep.
I got money in the bank. Show me what you think. I got money. Come on. Yeah. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.
Let's go.
You think it's your time right now? Well, I'm timeless. And I'm just like, wait, what the fuck? Randy Savage defeats Ric Flair by DQ with special referee Bruno Sammartino.
Holy shit. The fact that someone sent me that message, like, made my week, to be honest.
Sure.
And like Roman Reigns,
Hunky.
I think it was Stephanie talking about, or